Riding through this world, down, down, all alone. Only we're not all alone. We're riding through this world with the Broken Saints, aka the Lesbian Biker Gang. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment. We're here to see who the hottest member of the Broken Saints and Mayans MC is. Now, I put this poll up. I was a bit surprised at the beginning the way the voting was going. Then I seen a few comments where people going, they all look like men, they all look unwashed, this and that. And for the first time ever on this channel, I'm probably going to have to defend the Broken Saints. Yes, I'm going to have to defend the Broken Saints because even though they did look like a lesbian biker gang, even though they did look like they didn't have a wash and about 10 years in the show, I would say the actresses that played the main characters were actually pretty hot, and we're going to have a look at that right here, right now. I've got Google. I've got some evidence, guys. I've got Google. So, okay, I'm not going to really defend this PALOMA chick much because she's got like an 80s, 70s style kind of look and could be a man for all we know. So I'm not really going to spend too much time on PALOMA. But let's move on to Sister Anne, who's played by Whitney Ortega. You can see this is a very attractive person here. I mean, she is relatively hot. I mean, I don't know what more you'd want from someone in a biker show. Looks good to me. So, yeah, no, I'm definitely going to sit here and say that she looks like a man or she looks unattractive because, you know what, she doesn't. She just doesn't. She looks good. So, let's be honest here. I think it's fair to say that Sister Anne is very, very attractive. Let's move on to Caitlin Stacey, who plays the main character, whose name, Johnny Panic, that's it, Johnny Panic. I almost panicked there, couldn't remember the name. Again, very attractive. Is she the most beautiful woman in the world? No, but does she look like a man? Absolutely not. So, again, yeah, very, very attractive here. Definitely doesn't look like a man. I get maybe in the show they wanted to try and make them look that way, I guess, possibly. Wanted to try and make them look a bit more masculine, a bit more butch, to try and fit whatever they were going for, fit that woke style of the show. But, I mean, these actresses certainly don't look like men, and they're definitely not ugly. And then we had Lauren McKnight, who played Chib. Again, pretty attractive chick. I mean, nothing wrong with her, you can see here. Definitely doesn't look like a man. Looks pretty good to me. So, yeah, no, thought I would have to come on here and defend these Broken Saints women because I've seen a lot of people say that they're ugly, they're this and they're that and none, and I'm just not buying that. I mean, these three women, Sister Anne, Chib, and Johnny Panic, the three main characters with actual titles in the Broken Saints, I mean, you can argue they're hotter than most of the women that actually were on the show for the 5 seasons. So, yeah, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that they're all ugly. I don't like the Broken Saints. I thought they sucked. Did not like them. I would hate to get a spin-off. I don't think they were necessary. I wish they were not included in the show. But for me to sit here and say that they were all unattractive and that they weren't hot, that would be I would be lying, so I'm not going to do that. Anyway, the votes were in. Sister Anne won the vote with 43%. Then it was Johnny Panic in second with 35%. Chib only getting 12%, which I thought was pretty low. And PALOMA getting 9%, which I agree with being last because out of the 4, she's definitely the least feminine looking. There's no doubt about that. And there was a couple other members that I didn't put in this poll, but these were the 4 characters with the most screen time. Plus, one of the others, like, legit did look like a lesbian who was about 65 years old, and the other one was a trans black man. So it's like, I'm not going to fucking put her on the poll. And of course, that's Elgin James, that's Mayans MC, having to be woke. You need to include your trans person in there. Even though it's a woman's only group, you know, we've got to have the trans woman in there for sure. But no, out of the 3, I definitely would say Johnny Panic, Chib, and Sister Anne were the hottest. Now, at the beginning, early stages of this poll, for some reason, Sister Anne was last, and I just couldn't believe that, because she would have been my pick, I would say, out of these 3. I mean, I think they're all attractive, but I would have certainly picked Sister Anne to be on top. I would have picked her to be number 1. And in the end, she did win the poll, but for some reason, when there was only like 300, 400 votes, she was last. She was dead last. We actually had PALOMA in second, Johnny Panic in first, Chib was third, and then Sister Anne was last when there was about 300 votes. So, a little bit surprised about that, but I guess it worked out in the end. The right person won, in my opinion. We will move on to the comments now, because that's what we do, guys. We need to look at the comments section. So, let's see. Vegan for life said trick question. Let's go then. And I'll be honest, if there's bad comments, we'll call them out. Ryan PX8MQ said, they all look like they would smell really bad. I mean, really? I mean, do these chicks look like they would smell really bad? Does she look like she smells really bad? Definitely not. I wish I could get close enough to smell her, let's put it that way. Definitely does not look like she would smell bad. Tyclone Wolf said, sad Bottles ain't going to see her anytime soon. I believe Sister Anne is the one that Bottles was interested in. I think so. Positive Evil BTEC said, hot, I'm going to vote none of the above are a bunch of dirty smeller biker chicks. Nothing hot about them. They also clearly don't like men. Nothing clearly hot about them. Okay, I mean, I'm willing to bet there is no one in the comment section that would turn down these three, so I'm willing to bet my life on that. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, but I know I'm not wrong, so yeah, let's not say they're unattractive if they're not. Let's just be honest here. Typically, Johnny said, difficult decision between Sister Anne and Paloma. I've got a weakness for curly hair, though, so I'm going to say, really? Paloma? I mean, I thought she was the least attractive out of the four. Very strange. But, I mean, it is what it is. Nathan Gonzalez, not even going to vote. Well, I mean, that's kind of your loss, man, because, I mean, we've already looked at the pictures here on Google. The actresses are pretty hot. Joseph says, how does Johnny Panic have so many votes? She looks like fucking Will Wheaton in Stand By Me. I should know who Will Wheaton... I do know who Will Wheaton is. It's been a long time since I've seen that movie, though. I just can't picture him, but no. I get what you're saying. But it's been a long time since I've seen that movie. Good movie, though. I need to rewatch it. Did that Johnny one die in the end? We don't know, because it happened off screen. It was an Elgin James special. She might have died, or she might have just been excommunicated. Either way, she's no longer in the club. She is no longer president. Chip is now the new president, and Johnny Panic has either been kicked out, or she has been killed. Now, Mr. Mayhem, or whatever they call it, I think she's just been excommunicated. I don't think they killed her, but, I mean, I could be wrong. It seems a little bit harsh, though, because I'm not entirely sure, and I was going to say I need to rewatch season 5, I really don't, but I'm not sure if the Broken Saints, voted on this shit, or whether Johnny Panic took it upon herself to just decide what the group were going to do, but how can they realistically blame her for shit going AWOL? You know, it just makes no fucking sense. So they're going to excommunicate Johnny Panic, but then they'll bring in Letitia, as apparently she's the new prospect, so they'll bring her in, even though she's the one that brought the Sam Dino to their doorstep. You know, make it make fucking sense here. Things were going well until Letitia betrayed Broken Saints, but yet they're going to kick out Johnny Panic and bring in Letitia. I mean, on what planet does that make sense? Planet fucking no sense, I think. But whatever. Whatever, that's Elgin James. Michael Folger said, badass is sexy as fuck Chib. Yeah, no, I think Chib's pretty hot. James Toner said, Chib, the VP is mine. I'm sure the actress who plays Johnny Panic is attractive, but her character wasn't that hot. This is how I'd pitch a Grim Bastards MC spin-off. Alright, okay, it's story time with James Toner. It's set immediately after Mayans MC series finale. Grim Bastards Southgate would be at odds with all the other charters within the Grim Bastards, especially Lodi, for being manipulated by the Mayans into siding with them instead of the Sons, and the GB charters would look down upon Southgate when they discovered Easy was a rat. Easy being revealed as a rat would have spread like wildfire. The actor Damson Idris from Snowfall, I think, would be the protagonist for the Grim Bastard. Shame Tio's with Sam Crow, nothing against it. I like the fact that Tio was patched over to Sam Crow, but if he didn't, Tio would likely have been the main character of a Grim Bastard spin-off. My only concern is who are enemies to the Grim Bastards: Aryan Brotherhood, Neo-Nazis, 1-9 or Calaveras MC. We could see the African-American side of the motorcycle club. We would see the history of the blacks, racism, maybe the Rodney King LA riots from 1992. I also feel like you could show a fibe of the hood and explain how the origin of how the Grim Bastards formed is missing. I think they formed it with the help of John Taylor and Clay Morrow in 1987. Sons of Anarchy showed us the Caucasian side. They were under the thumb of the true IRA. Mayans MC showed us a Hispanic side, Latino side. They would be under the thumb of the Galindo cartel. What criminal organisation would the Grim Bastards be under the thumb, despite the Grim Bastards being a puppet MC for the SOA? Very, very good comment there. I don't know, what puppet, what thumb would they be under? Hard to tell. I don't know, some Black Power organisation? Damon Pope? I don't know if Damon Pope's dead, but I guess it could be, I don't know, just they have to be under the thumb of somebody, can't they? They're all, I mean, I guess they're already, like you said, they're the puppet club for SOA, so maybe they're just under the thumb of the SOA. Maybe there's not like some bigger, you know, reach or whatnot. Plus, like, the Mayans weren't really under the thumb of the Glendo cartel, at least not Santo Padre. I mean, they were kind of just filling in. Like, they weren't doing Alvarez a favour, but it was like a short-term deal originally, so it's not like they worked full-time for Galindo and did what Galindo was telling them. It was like a kind of like a standby kind of deal, you know, where they're like, right, you've got trouble at the moment moving your shit, we'll currently move it for you. But I don't think Santo Padre were, like, really under the thumb of Glendo Cartel. I think it was just a short-term deal, and then obviously because shit went sideways, it kind of spiraled out of control. And then you had Alvarez, who decided to leave and actually go and work for Galindo, so that kind of like tied the Glendo Cartel and Mayans a little bit closer. But I don't think the Mayans are puppets. I don't think they're under the thumb of the Glendo Cartel. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's what I took from the entire thing. But nah, very good comment. I would love to see a Grim Bastard spin-off. I think it'd be interesting. Again, the Aryan Brotherhood, neo-Nazis, I think they've got a lot of enemies you could do there. They would have to be the protagonists, though, because no one's really going to cheer for racists. So, I mean, yeah, the Grims would need to be the protagonists, I guess. But other than that, man, yeah, I would like to see a Grim Bastard spin-off. Joker95F said, all annoying as fuck. I mean, yeah, as the characters they played, I wasn't interested in them, to be honest. Temps said, Chib had that fire in her. I like that. She has my vote. A lot of love here for Chib in the comments, but she only got, what, not that much of the vote. If you actually look at it, what did she get? 13%, unlucky for her. Let's see here. Ronnie Lease Jr. said, Johnny Panic, hot. Fire emoji, kiss emoji, hug emoji. Mikael Mohia said, they all look like dudes, none. Do I really need to go back on Google? I mean, they don't look like dudes. Let's come on. I mean, we've established that already. There's no way these women look like dudes. I'm not having it. Andrea Cervantes said neither. Oh well. All the more for the guys that do find them attractive then. Luke87 Smith said all ordinary. I'll accept that. I'll accept that they're all ordinary. If you think that they're ordinary, then I can accept that. But I'm not accepting they look like men, because they don't. It's just wrong. I sound like I'm simping out here for these broken saints, but I'm not. I'm having to defend them because everyone else is burying them for some reason, so I have to speak for the truth. The truth here, that's what you get on Fog Entertainment. It's all about the truth. Mewish said you got 4 ugly duckies, nobody wants his vote. Again, nah, I mean, you got 1 ugly ducky and 3 attractive ducks. I'll go with that. But well, maybe one of those ducks should be swimming in a different pond or something. I don't fucking know. SB Slayer said there's something about Johnny Panic. No one's really given any... There's no, like, positive comments here about Sister Anne, yet she won the vote. Very strange. Johnny Panic and Chib getting all the love. Men of Mayhem, I hate them all. Yeah, I mean, they just weren't necessary. Is anybody going to look back and go, thank God they introduced the Broken Saints? That story arc was so necessary. I love that story arc. That's my favourite story arc. Season 5 would have been terrible without the Broken Saints. Is anybody going to feel that way? No, I don't think so. I mean, it fucking sucked. Let's be honest, it was not very good. Diego Martinez, wait, they had actual names? Yes, they had names. They all had fucking names, man. If you have to study this shit, man, right? 24/7. This is a full-time job. Mine's MC. You study this shit and you will find names. They all have names. Everybody in this show's got a name. If you dig deep enough, you will find it. It's there. Trust me. They've all got names. Paloma, Sister Anne, Chib, Johnny Panic. I forget the name of the trans man, but she did have a name. Then there was like the 60-year-old. She was called... there was one called Lefty. One was called Lefty too. One was called Lefty, and one was called like Dez, D-E-Z. Yeah, they're all weird names, but there was one called Lefty, and I thought that was pretty funny because that's a left-wing kind of show with a left-wing lesbian We Hate Men group, so yeah, Lefty. Pretty good name, I guess, for one of them. User KN2JN3LY7Q said, you idiots find that bucket mouth Letty hot, but not Paloma. What the fuck? Wait, I need to reread this. You idiots find that bucket mouth Letty hot, but not Paloma. What the fuck? maybe that's because maybe that's because Emily Tosta is hot and the woman that plays Paloma is not. I mean, I'm just not really seeing it. Like, for me, this is not like the most attractive female I've ever set my eyes on. Now, maybe you guys can disagree, but I'm just not really seeing the attraction here with Megan Renee Williams, if that is her real name. And if we compare her with Emily Tosta, I mean, yeah, for me, I do find Emily Tosta hot. I don't really find Paloma hot, so it is what it is. You guys can disagree if you want. I will take Emily Tosta over Paloma, I mean, any day of the week, really. So, yeah, any day of the week. So, I mean, it is what it is. If you prefer this, then you're entitled to that. But give me Emily Tosta over this chick any day of the week. MSB said, Chib, without a doubt. She was a real rattlesnake too, kind of hot. No, definitely, the actress that plays her, Lauren McKnight, was pretty attractive, so no complaints about Chib. Any of the front three, any of the top three, Sister Anne, Johnny Panic, or Chib, you know, I would have no complaints with. I think it has to be one of those three. Brodo, Easy, Chib. Although what I would say is Paloma's definitely the fourth hottest. She's hotter than any of the other ones that weren't on this list. 100%. Brodo said Easy, Chib. Mark R said Meth Mountain had better pickings, but I'll cast my vote. Meth Mountain there. That's when you know it's bad. That's when the lesbian biker gang has failed. When Meth Mountain had better fucking options, then you fucked right up. MSB there with the wee laughy emoji. I agree. That deserves a love heart. That's getting the love for me. Apple in the Desert said Chib is number one. Paloma is good too. A lot of love. No one has said anything positive about Sister Anne. This is kind of strange. Very, very strange. I don't understand that Sister Anne won the vote, but there's no positive comments about Sister Anne. It's a bit weird. Josh Edwards said it's like picking through a bunch of bananas that are overripe, hoping to find something edible. Joke, I don't think they were hot, but the way they looked on Mayans, maybe in real life, but how they were on the show was rough chicks who escaped abusive boyfriends. The last thing they cared about was how hot they were. Well, I mean, come on, that's fucking... If you escape someone 10 years ago, sooner or later you're going to forget about that and you're going to actually start focusing on your appearance, I would assume. I don't know, I could be wrong, but I would assume. JB said none. Ruben Mono said Chib could have gotten it. Paloma was pretty ugly though, just saying. Yeah, she was. I mean, again, more Chib love. Love for Chib. And then Vegan for Life 660 said, feels like a trick question. I voted bottom one though. And I believe the bottom one was Paloma. Is that another vote for... Jesus Christ, Paloma's getting all the love here. Not one comment about Sister Anne. I find that shocking. Same, rest are plain. Wow, okay. Not a single comment then about Sister Anne. That does kind of surprise me. Surprises me a lot. How did she win the vote, but no one said anything positive about her? Oh, wait, I don't think... No, wait, I did see that one. Alright, there was one comment. We got one. There was one comment for Sister Anne. Other than that, guys, everyone wanted Paloma, everyone wanted Chib, everyone wanted Johnny Panic. But that's the voting. 9% Paloma in last place, then it was Chib with 13%, Johnny Panic with 35%, and then Sister Anne almost getting half of the percent there with 43%. I believe she was the one that Bottles and Guerrero were fighting over. They both wanted to get with Sister Anne, so maybe that tells you something that they both wanted the hot member of the group. Anyway, guys, that is it for another Fog Entertainment video, another poll. There is more polls on the channel. We did a poll for the best relationship in the show, and that video will probably drop tomorrow, so make sure you go and vote in that if you haven't already. I can't remember who was winning it, but I do believe Emily and Galindo were in last place, and that doesn't surprise me at all, because they fucking sucked. I hated Emily, Galindo, and Miguel. It's just a waste of screen time. Emily screaming, ah! I was like, I mean, who wants to see that? Honestly, in the first 2 seasons, it took... Not... The entire show. The entire fucking show. Did we really need 5 seasons of Emily being unhappy, living with Galindo, to decide, fuck it, I'm going to kill this guy? Should that really have lasted 5 seasons? I know she went on the run and then she was living prisoner, but still, come on. 5 seasons of the same shit. So yeah, that story was dumb in my opinion. I mean, you look at the other relationships, they're all kind of finished up within like a season or two of each other, yet that one lasted the entire show, right until the final episode. Garbage, guys, absolute garbage. Anyway, that's it. If you follow entertainment, leave a like and a comment down below. We'll catch you in the next one. And of course, until then, peace.